Okay, so this is my hotel room. I got here last night pretty late because we had a pretty late flight. But this morning, the next day, today's kind of a chill day. We're not doing much, but this is kind of what we got for our gear. We brought a lighter package. We have a FX3 with all its accessories. We have a 2470 and 7200. We just barely got the 7200s over there. And I'm loving that thing. It's awesome. And we also have, for our A-cam, we have a red Helium 8K. We're starting to use that a lot more since I got back from training. We have a 2470 or 24 millimeter T 1.3, and then a 18-80 T 4.4 in that kit. We also brought the big boy. This is we got a 600X tripod, gimbal, all sorts of stuff in here, as long as a light modifier. But yeah, this was one of our first trips. We're taking not as many cases because we kind of consolidated. The only hard part is this one was coming at 100 pounds, and I guess they won't take anything that's 100 pounds. It has to be at least 99, and then they can check it. So we had to take some stuff out. But excuse me, I'm kind of congested today. But we got the media rate because I went ahead and made my own little corporate media badge. Followed Make Art Now's technique on YouTube, and we made one for ourselves. This is mine. And then I made one for Neil. That's the exact same, but just with his information. And yeah, it has all the details on the back, but it actually worked, We said, hey, we're media. We showed them this, and they're like, okay, we'll give you the media rate. The only pickup was the weight of this case was too much. So we checked this one. Because it was so light, she didn't charge us for that one, which was nice. So we just had 2 bags. It was like $80, which was really cool. But yeah, we're here in LA, Torrance, California, and it's a nice day, but we're here to do an interview with a woman who collected on disability insurance, but also it helped her get through some schooling because her accident, she was in a car accident, and she wasn't able to go and do the career that she was trained to do, so she had to go and get new schooling, and MassMutual paid for that. So it's a pretty cool story. So today we're just going to get some B-roll of the town, and then we're going to go and tomorrow get some B-roll with her walking around, doing some activities, and then on Monday we're doing the actual interview.
So the first day was just B-roll. We were trying to get some footage of California, the nice beach and sunset, and it was pretty fun. It's pretty chill. We got to a couple cool locations, driving around the beach in the Torrance area. The setup I was using was the FX3 with the 2470, and I really like how minimal this is. It's really nice, super easy, handheld. I just love having that small package to be able to just go anywhere and get really good footage. So at one point during the day, I was at the beach just getting some extra B-roll. I was filming these seagulls kind of all together, and then this kid come from behind, runs up and just scares all the seagulls away, and they start flying everywhere. And I'm recording. I'm like, oh, this is great. And I look back at the shot, and it was a pretty good shot. I use it in the edit, and I thought it was a good kind of opener part of the montage. But then everybody's like, oh, you're gonna notice the kid, and then there's all these things like, what if we can't get a release from him? I'm like, I don't know. It's like nobody's gonna know who this kid is. You can't even see his face, and I don't know. That's just one of the things you deal with corporate, and everybody's trying to cover everybody else and make sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's. So we had to take a shot out, but I thought it was fine. Anyways, here's the kind of the breakdown of our rental car. We got this SUV, way more room than we needed, but it is what it is. We usually rent the SUVs when we're traveling. just because they're easy. They usually have a lot of space for our gear. This one might have been a little bit overkill, but it's all good. So on this day, we were interviewing our subject. Her name was Bridget. We set up in, I think it was her neighbor's house. She was a good friend, so she let us use her space, which was really nice. We had a second camera operator, freelance guy named Francisco, and then we also had an audio engineer that we hired, both local to the area. It's always good to get local help. We brought our red Helium 8K. Sometimes we like pulling this thing out. We have two reds, and we usually go with the Sonys just because they're, all around pretty easy to use. But sometimes when we want that image quality, we pull out the red. So it's kind of nice to do that. I just got back from Reducation, so I was kind of on the red hype train and wanting to use it more with the things I learned. So this was a good opportunity to test it out. So this is the A cam, and it's shooting pretty much directly into that piano. She's on the bench, and we're using the window as a big key light. We have a 600X outside pouring through the window, and that's our key, using mainly just the diffusion that's already there, the curtains. Sometimes it's just as easy as that. You don't have to do too much. It looked pretty good. It's not like the greatest shot in the world, but I thought it was pretty decent for what it is. It kind of shows off her house a little bit. So Francisco brought his C300 Mark III, or it might have been a Mark II. I forgot which one. But usually I don't work with Canon cameras, but I trusted him and he got a good image out of it. The only thing that we probably should have done differently is we asked him to shoot in RAW, since we're shooting with RAW with the red. But a different type of RAW with Canon cinema cameras, and it's kind of difficult to work with and in really large file sizes, so might not do that next time. Second setup was outside in the backyard. Big challenge was just diffusing that sun, but it was basically our key, so it was a really nice key once we diffused it. Just had to put up a big sheet of diffusion to get that area nice and exposed correctly. We really liked this background. We wanted to make sure we get the mountains and the trees. The only issue was that now the key is on his left side and the lead room is on the right side of camera, and it's kind of not typically what I do for this style of interview. I usually like to shoot on the shadow side, and the key would be opposite of where I am as the cameraman. But it still looked good. It was nothing jarring. It looked really natural, and that's what we were going for. So I had some time after the shoot, and I had to go stop by LAX, the In-N-Out Burger right by the airport, and I had to grab some footage of planes coming in for landings. I'm a big aviation nerd. I have a whole channel where I go to air shows and get footage and make highlights. I'll put the link to that channel in the description below. But yeah, it was a great time. Fun way to end this time in California. But overall, this was a pretty decent shoot, pretty normal for us. Just the fact that it was in California and we had a lot of time to get the B-roll we needed and focus on the interview. We broke it up into different days. That gave us a lot of time to really focus and get the shots we need, and also take our time with the interview so we're not rushed. And I think that's really important, just giving yourself enough time in the production so that you can really get what you need. I know that's not the case in a lot of productions. You're usually pressed for time and you don't have all the options, and that's where you have to make compromises. But with this one, we had enough time to do everything we needed, and it overall was a really enjoyable shoot, and I think the video turned out pretty well. You can go watch the full video over at MassMutual's YouTube channel. I'll put the link in that description as well. And if you need a director of photography or cinematographer, follow the link to my website and send me a message. Let me know about your project, and I'll get in touch with you and see if I can help you out.